Do you want to make millions of rubles? You've come to the right video. What's up everyone? Today I will be showing you a loot run on customs that consistently makes me millions of rubles. It only takes about 15 minutes to do so if you get the correct spawn and have the factory exit key. But if you don't have the key, that's okay. You can use the Ruoff extract instead, which wouldn't take much longer to get to. You can also do this loot run backwards if you end up spawning on the other side of the map. It is extremely important to know how to efficiently loot this map because of how many quests you have to do on it. You might as well loot the map properly while doing them, or just run the map for fun. As many of you know, in order to make money on this game, you need to survive. This is a relatively safe route. I don't usually encounter too much PvP unless I try looting Stronghold, but this works real well. If you'd like, I suggest you switch your server selection to one server, so there's a better chance your lobbies won't be full all the time. I just run Miami sometimes to mess around and find that my lobbies are a lot less filled. Let's get into the route. So we are beginning our loot run at Scav checkpoint, then making our way over to the admin gate where a stash is, running down the road hitting another stash. After that, going to the building represent the ZB11 extract, hit the stash on the way out, then make your way over to warehouse 7. Run out in the back entrance and go towards the car with the 2 PCs in the back. After that, you'd run to the repair shop, make your way over to the depot. After that, hit the stash on the way out, make your way to warehouse 3. And at this point, if you have a factory exit key, you want to make your way to warehouse 4 and make sure you turn on the power before you head over to Stronghold. If you don't have the key, that's okay. You're going to be making your way out at Ruoff anyways. Afterwards, you make your way to old gas station, hit the stash in the corner, make your way out, and you also want to hit these 2 stashes on the very end here. Next, you'd make your way over to Fortress if you had the factory exit key and extract in the basement. Or if you really want to, you can also loot Fortress before extracting, but it adds a little bit more risk to the run. So if you don't have a factory exit key, you just run over and make your way to Ruoff, which is always open. Now I'll show you how to do the loot run in game. So first things first, you want to check these boxes for weapon attachments and magazines. Also, there's a sports bag over here you can search. Make your way to this crate over here. There's also more weapon attachments on top of this box, and there's a toolbox in the very back you can loot as well. Afterwards, you want to make your way towards the stash in the very corner by admin gate. I would suggest using the tree to my right as cover and line it up against your back, so just in case somebody sees you and starts shooting at you, you have something to use as cover. Once you're done looting that stash, you're going to make your way down this road towards another stash that's actually right behind these bushes in front of me. Just at the very back here. I can still have trouble finding this stash from time to time, but I usually end up finding it. Next, you want to make your way to the building right beside the ZB11 extract, and you want to start with this corner here with these boxes. There's usually provisions that spawn on top of it, and then there's a grenade box as well right below. Even though I didn't find an impact this time, I usually find them pretty often in there. Next, you want to make your way to the back here with the technical supply crate and look at the ground first for fuel or water filters and just loot the crate. After, you want to make your way upstairs to the office. You'll find a couple of jackets, PCs, toolboxes, and a wooden crate up here. Next, hit this stash right on the outside of the building. When you're done, run into warehouse 7 in front of you. You want to loot the toolbox right on your left side. Next, loot the dead scav behind you. After you're done looting the dead scav on the couch, you want to make your way up these metal staircases just so you can loot the weapon box up here. I've heard a red rebel can spawn in the weapon box, but I've never found one myself. I'd like to think I will find one day though. There's another weapon crate right up these stairs. After you're done looting the warehouse, you want to make your way over to the car with the 2 PCs in the back and loot those. Once you're done with the 2 PCs, you want to run over to repair shop. First off, take a look at these shelves and you will find weapon attachments as well as some miscellaneous items. When you're done with the shelves, you want to make your way up the metal staircase, loot the duffel bag on your right. Next, you want to check under the computer table for a graphic card, Tetris, or miscellaneous spawn, as well as the 2 computer towers. Also, make sure you take a look in the corner where the green screen is, which I missed. Usually you can find bottles of whiskey or vodka there, and rarely moonshine. Just continue looting the room. You will find another jacket in the bathroom here. Make your way over to this next room where you will find a toolbox. There's also another toolbox on the other side here. Make sure you take a look at the shelves for some loose loot as well. You will find tubes and water filters back here in the crate, as well as a med bag. Now that you're done looting this room, you're going to be making your way to the other side of the shop. In this first room, you will often find gold chains on the couch, provisions on this table here and the chairs, as well as beside the microwave, and 2 jackets right beside the doorway. We end up finding an RBVO key, which is pretty decent. When you're done, you want to make your way to this next room. You want to loot the wooden crate. You want to also check the tables for weapon attachments. Next, you want to make your way down to this room specifically. You want to make sure you take a look at the bed that spawns provisions and heals, as well as this mannequin's wrist where you can sometimes find a roller. Also, don't make the same mistake I did and pass by that room to your right there. You can often find provisions like sugar and cans of food. Next, we're making our way to the depot warehouse where you'll find a weapon box in this blue crate. Afterwards, you'll want to work your way to the back of the warehouse where you'll find a jacket. And then in this back corner over here, you'll often find fuel and water filters as well. Here's another water filter spawn on this shelf and fuel spawn, as well as a med spawn in the back of the car. Once you're done looting in depot, you want to run over to this next stash in this hole over here. Should be easy to find. Next, make your way over to warehouse 3, where you're going to be looting a weapon crate just around this corner. When you're done with that weapon crate, you want to make your way to the back where there's some shelves. On these shelves, you can get a lot of miscellaneous items here. There's a little bit of everything that spawns. Here I find a Bulbex. I also find fuel here every now and then. Just a lot of random items. So you hit this weapon box that has attachments usually in it. And then on your way out, you want to hit this wooden crate. At this point in the raid, I'm pretty full on loot. So if you have the factory exit key, you want to make your way towards warehouse 4 and turn on the power for stronghold. If you don't have the factory exit key, you can just run right down towards Old Gas and make your way towards Ruoff. On my way out, I loot this car that usually spawns provisions. Next, I hit the stash in the corner. Usually this is looted by the time I get to it because there's a spawn right by, but I always double check it just in case. And then there's also the giving tree that spawns any item below it. And we also have the med bag. Once you're done looting Old Gas Station, you want to run way down here, but not past the sign with the red arrow and crosshair, or you will be shot down by a sniper scav. We just want to hit this stash on the way out. There's also another stash around the other end of these train tracks, right below this tree. When you're done with the last stash, if you have the factory exit key and you turned on the power, you want to make your way to the basement and open up this door and extract. If you don't have the factory exit key, then this is when you'd make it over to Ruoff. If you do this run over and over a few times and survive, I guarantee you will be making millions of rubles. Make sure you bring a good sized backpack as well. Thank you for watching. I hope this loot run helps you as much as it helps me. Let me know your feedback in the comments. Consider subscribing and liking the video if you enjoyed the content, and see you next time.